Before becoming a global icon of comedy, Rowan Atkinson was a quiet, thoughtful boy growing up in County Durham, England. Born on January 6, 1955, he was the youngest of 4 sons in a family that valued discipline, education, and careful planning. Life on the farm offered structure and routine, and while it may have seemed peaceful to outsiders, Rowan's world was shaped by reflection and observation from an early age. Surrounded by siblings, parents, and the rhythms of rural life, he learned patience and resilience in small ways. These early experiences helped him develop the focus and self-discipline that would later underpin his artistry. Though playful and imaginative, he also carried an introspective nature, quietly noting human behavior, timing, and emotion, skills that would eventually inform his mastery of comedy. These formative years were less about performance and more about learning the subtle art of observation. Childhood challenges. Around the age of 5, Rowan faced a speech difficulty that made communication challenging, though it never defined his creativity or intelligence. Everyday conversations required extra effort, yet his curiosity and attentiveness remained undiminished. While peers easily interacted, Rowan learned to navigate the world more carefully, relying on observation and thoughtfulness. He developed a sensitivity to human expression and a keen awareness of timing and nuance, skills that would later become central to his comedic craft. School presented challenges, but also small triumphs, as he discovered ways to engage and connect despite obstacles. Family support and the structure of home life offered reassurance, giving him the confidence to explore his interests quietly. Rather than holding him back, these early experiences shaped his empathy, humor, and insight into human behavior, laying a foundation for the subtle, observational comedy he would perfect later in life. A refuge in performance. Even as a child, Rowan discovered a remarkable escape in performance and expression. Whether mimicking characters or entertaining friends, he found that acting provided a sense of freedom. On stage, he could move, gesture, and express himself in ways that felt effortless compared to conversation. This early connection between creativity and release helped him understand that humor could be a bridge to the world, allowing him to communicate without fear or hesitation. It was not merely performance, it was self-expression, a chance to explore identity beyond constraints. Over time, acting became more than a hobby. It became a personal refuge. This realization nurtured confidence, patience, and focus, teaching him that mastery of timing, movement, and presence could convey emotion far more powerfully than words alone. It was a small, yet transformative insight that would guide his entire career. Academic excellence. Despite early challenges, Rowan excelled academically, particularly in mathematics and science, reflecting a natural intelligence and disciplined approach to learning. He attended Newcastle University, studying electrical and electronic engineering, and graduated in 1975. While his peers and teachers saw a promising future in engineering or research, Rowan quietly nurtured his creative side. The logical precision of his studies complemented his growing interest in performance, sharpening observation and analytical skills. University life offered both intellectual challenge and social exposure, though he remained introspective, often considering the world in ways others might overlook. Even as comedy began to capture his imagination, he maintained a commitment to structure and understanding, balancing creativity with rigor. These dual strengths, analytical thinking and observational insight, later enabled him to craft performances that were precise, nuanced, and highly controlled, reflecting a rare blend of intellect and artistry. Early recognition. In 1976, Rowan performed with the Oxford Revue at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, gaining his first exposure outside university circles. The reception was mixed, yet it offered valuable feedback and encouragement. Some audiences were puzzled by his unconventional style, while others recognized originality and promise. These early performances taught him resilience, helping him refine his approach and strengthen his creative vision. Collaboration with fellow performers during this time provided a supportive environment to experiment and grow, free from the pressures of mainstream expectation. He learned that humor was not only about timing and technique, but also about connection and empathy. Each performance built confidence and clarity in his craft, gradually shaping a style that relied on physicality, subtlety, and observation. These formative experiences proved foundational, bridging the gap between student exploration and professional artistry. Learning to shine. Through characters, Rowan discovered a transformative insight. When he assumed a character, his natural speech and confidence challenges diminished. Creating personas allowed him to express humor, emotion, and thought fully, turning performance into a sanctuary. By stepping into these roles, he could communicate fearlessly, connecting with audiences in ways that everyday conversation did not allow. This understanding reshaped his approach to comedy, emphasizing character over self, subtlety over flamboyance, and precision over improvisation. The process was empowering, giving him control over timing, expression, and presence. Rather than hiding, Rowan was exploring identity and expanding his artistic range. Over time, this approach became a hallmark of his style, showing that adaptation, self-awareness, and creativity can turn perceived challenges into powerful tools for expression and connection. Breakthrough moments. Rowan's first significant breakthrough came in 1979 with a BBC radio series, where he portrayed multiple characters with distinct voices and personalities. Though modest in reach, the program showcased his versatility and originality, attracting attention from critics and collaborators. That same year, he returned to the Edinburgh Fringe with a largely silent performance, emphasizing physicality and timing. Audience reactions were polarized. Some left confused, while others were captivated. Importantly, industry professionals noticed his precision, control, and inventiveness, leading to early television opportunities. These milestones proved crucial, demonstrating the potential of his distinctive approach. They reinforced the idea that success in comedy relies not only on talent, but also on persistence, experimentation, and self-belief. Each small achievement became a stepping stone, gradually opening doors to larger audiences and more ambitious projects. Television success. Rowan's first major television sketch series initially faced skepticism, with some viewers unsure how to respond to his unconventional style. Ratings were modest, and early critics were cautious. Yet the BBC supported the project with a second series, allowing Rowan and his team to refine their approach. Gradually, audiences began to appreciate the creativity, precision, and humor of his work. Sketches such as the now iconic Furious Gorilla performance highlighted his mastery of timing, expression, and controlled absurdity, making him a recognizable presence in British comedy. Over time, the show earned both critical and popular acclaim, establishing Rowan as a fearless comic innovator. This period illustrated the importance of patience, refinement, and resilience, showing that true originality may require time for audiences and industry alike to fully understand and embrace. Creating a global icon in 1990, Rowan introduced the character that would define his career worldwide. The almost silent persona relied on physicality, gesture, and minimal speech, making it universally relatable. Audiences in nearly every country responded with laughter and admiration, drawn to its charm, timing, and universality. Ironically, this role mirrored Rowan's own life experience, allowing him to communicate broadly without relying on conventional speech. Despite the joy it brought viewers, the work was physically demanding, requiring intense focus, facial control, and endurance. The character's success transformed Rowan into an international star, proving the power of observation, precision, and creativity. Beyond fame, it highlighted the subtle artistry of performance and the universality of humor, showing how a single well-crafted character can transcend language and culture to create enduring connection. Balancing fame and life. While audiences celebrated his work, Rowan maintained a grounded and private personal life. He married, raised children, and chose projects thoughtfully, prioritizing balance and well-being over constant visibility. Fame did not change his introspective nature. Rather, it encouraged careful management of energy and focus. He adapted by participating in animated versions of his characters and occasional live appearances, allowing him to sustain his work without compromising health or creative quality. Behind the scenes, he remained disciplined, methodical, and deeply committed to excellence. This careful approach reflected a broader philosophy. Artistry is most enduring when it is balanced with self-care, reflection, and patience. Rowan's example demonstrates that success is not only about public recognition, but also about sustaining creativity, protecting one's energy, and cultivating meaningful, intentional engagement with one's craft. Legacy of resilience and creativity. Rowan Atkinson's story is a testament to adaptation, discipline, and quiet strength. He transformed personal challenges into tools for expression, turning introspection, observation, and resilience into art that resonates worldwide. His work reminds audiences that humor is not only about laughter, it is about timing, humanity, and insight. Despite acclaim, he continues to approach life with humility, careful consideration, and an awareness of personal limits. His career shows that creativity thrives when nurtured patiently, and that vulnerability can become a source of strength. For audiences, he is a legend. For himself, he remains a lifelong learner, balancing art, well-being, and family. His journey is an inspiring reminder that true success is not only measured in applause or fame, but in the courage to navigate life thoughtfully, creatively, and with heart.